Finally, something of an update. I've brought the trailer in and I shall be loading up Dotty to get it home to chop out those floors and carry on really with getting it MOT'd, and then I can sell it. Getting there, slow steady progress. I can't be bothered to rig up the fuel system again, my temporary fuel system, to drive it on, although I know it would drive. It's rolling quite nicely and all those tyres are still holding air, which is quite impressive because I think I moved this back in, what was it, November, December time. So yeah, that's all good. Just got to keep winching away. All loaded up. It's a very nice day, so it's actually drying out a little bit, so I think on the drive back around the M25 I'm going to open the rest of these windows and get a bit of a drive through. That's the benefit of having keep fit windows. It's like the police car, you don't have to worry about dumb electrics. Well, not dumb electrics, but you know, batteries, things going wrong, interlock switches, all that kind of crap. That's my disgusting fuel that I siphoned out of the fuel tank, which, even though it came out a few months ago, really stinks to high heaven. I need to go and find a box to put all this in, because if I go over bumps and things, it's probably going to fall out through that lovely hole straight onto the M25. But I'm actually looking forward to getting this home, cleaning it out and getting the grinder on that floor to see exactly how much needs to come out before we hit decent metal. Right, in a bit. Here in the glamorous location of Clackett Lane Motorway Services. Nothing's fallen off yet, which is good. Everything is still where I left it, and there was not lots of traffic peeling out of the way trying to avoid me. So yeah, onward, homebound. A few hours later, car is home. I now had to clear out the bomb site, which was where the bubble was being fixed up, in order to get this in there. I think I might do some of the really nasty choppy stuff outside because I have better access. Once it's in the garage, I can't actually get to both sides of the car at the same time. This pad in the center, they're super fragile, and I want to be able to remove that, or at least cut it neatly so that I can save it, because I don't think I'll be able to find another one. I'm gonna clean out all of this and just see how much of that area I want to chop out. I have got, and I can't remember whether I mentioned this in previous videos, but I do have a whole complete floor section from about the middle of that panel above the fuel tank all the way down to the heel board down there, and then I've got that whole cabin floor section as well. So it's just working out logical places to join things. This is not a concourse resto, so I'm not going to be copying plug welds. It will probably be dropped in from top and then seam welded. Floors I'll probably do a nicer job, but again, I haven't made any firm decisions on exactly where stuff's going to get joined because I haven't chopped it up enough to know what I've got to work with. So that's all fun for next time. Bye. Well, I'm back down the garage. It is about 10 o'clock at night and I don't really want to be down here, but I have been watching the news and apparently Storm Ciara is coming, which is the worst storm Britain has had for 7 years apparently. So I thought I might as well tidy up the garage and then push the Rover in here. I still haven't tidied up from when I was doing all the welding on the Rover 200, and that might seem a bit lazy, but it's now February the, I don't know, 8th or something like that, and today, which is Saturday, is the first day that I've not worked since Christmas. So, well, not since Christmas, but since I went back to work after Christmas, which was about 6th of January. So a month of just non-stop working, which is why there's been very little progress on the cars. So I'm going to clear all this crap up in my Crocs and my shorts, and then hopefully by myself roll that in, and then it'll be tucked up because tomorrow is going to be miserable. Well, that's a bit better. Nice clean ground. I've left the jack and the welder up that end, so I can get the car in there, get the fuel tank out and start hacking away. So I just have to try and push it in now. I have gravity on my side, but this might be interesting nevertheless. And there we have it. It struck me as I was doing that, I haven't got any brakes. I don't know why, but they don't work. So I was putting it in gear, coming off the clutch to slow it down. But B, the other revelation, I'm out of breath because I have been pushing it. Yeah, that's probably the first time the car's been undercover in about 15 years, from what I can see on Google Street View anyway. So just in time. It's dead calm, but I know that there is a storm coming. About 5 AM it's going to be blowing 40 to 60 miles an hour, maybe more, 80 as gusts. So it's nice to have that indoors at least. Good night. Okay, so the storm is officially here, and look, bone dry. So I'm feeling smug. It was worth coming out here last night to get it in there. It's kind of annoying wind, it's very gusty, and it's just generally horribly damp. But what I'm going to do, oh geez, that's the sort of weird gustiness it's producing. I'm going to get one of these seats up the house, probably that one because that's worse, and shove some leather treatment on it and see what it does. Welcome to my new trim shop. We have really what I'm going to say out now as being unsavable leather. It's just so dried out that the piping's all shrunk in, and I don't think even if you've got this softened that's going to come out, but meh, I might as well see what happens. Be interesting to find out. There's some kind of lump here which feels like it's from a spring, so I think the base has actually done something odd, so I might need to separate it all, take the cover off, which I didn't really want to have to do, but in a way it might be helpful because I can soften the leather from the back side, because it's easier to get that stuff soaking in from the back than the front, which has been, you know, coloured. So I'm just going to wipe it down with a damp rag first, get all the mould and stuff off, and then go and get my leather cream. It's actually quite satisfying just cleaning it, because most of that panel, well, certainly the back section is fine. Most of that seat base panel with some clever stitching, I wouldn't mind, could be saved. It will almost certainly need to be repiped. That panel will probably need to be replaced, as will this. But the stitching hasn't rotted out, which is nice. And I think if that can be rolled and tucked further in, and the whole base pulled forward slightly, get away without having to rebuild all of this. So I'm going to go and get my leather cream and whack a load in there and just see how much of it slurps up. I'm still kind of concerned over what that is, whether it means that the actual cushion springing has broken up inside. I guess it must be, but why it would do that, I don't know. We'll find out. Well, that probably appears quite profligate, or I don't know, excessive, but from my experience of using this stuff on the headrests, the dry leather will suck that up like massively on the first application. After the first one I go a bit easier, but I just want to get this kind of right in there. I've concentrated on the seams in and around the beading, because if I'm gonna unpick this cover, it's probably gonna split and tear where the stitching is for that beading. So I want this softened up before I try and do that. But yeah, there's actually hope for this seat. I don't really like when like people sand and then fill the cracks and then repaint them, because they never feel right. They always feel hard and you lose the texture. So actually I'd rather have knackered old leather than I would repaired minty looking leather, especially in a car where the bodywork is probably going to be left looking quite shabby, shall we say. So that concerns me. But if I'm really thinking about it now, I might take this cover off, sort whatever's going on under there, then try and build a wooden frame or something to stretch this out. Whether that's possible, I don't know. Hopefully if I feed it enough, something will happen. But right, I'm going to leave that there for the moment. I will just go and grab a headrest so you can see just how awesome these interiors are. Okay, that's with the headrest in, with its pad. That's one that I, have been treating for the last week and a bit, probably, maybe a little bit longer. And it's not perfect. It never will be perfect, but it can be used again without risking lots of cracks propagating through it. So yeah, happy with that. You can already see what looked like huge amounts is already being sucked in, and literally that's been what, 3 minutes of me applying it, then 30 seconds for me to walk next door and then come back again. So yeah, I need to buy some more of this, because I've used 2 bottles to do just the headrests, the side bolsters, and slap a first layer on that. So I'll get back on to cleaning clinic that I found through eBay. They were really helpful, answering messages and things and my queries about what the best sort of stuff would be to put in this. They're also the people that told me that if I can take the covers off and put this in from the back side, because it'll go farther, it'll soak in faster. Right, that's it. Incidentally, out there is a couple of spare front and rear bumpers. The front one is for a Van Plus spec, so it has the overriders, same as what was on Dotty, so that's good. I'm gonna go, I don't know, watch TV probably.